Hey everyone, it's Liz. I'm going to be talking about Leviticus 15, in which a woman becomes a Niddah. So to start, a woman who has a flow of blood in her body shall be a Niddah for 7 days, and all who touch her shall be ritually impure until evening. You shall not approach a woman in her Niddah, ritual impurity, to uncover her nakedness. That is, you shall not approach her for sexual relations. For whoever does any of these, toivot, sometimes translated as abominations, anyone who does it shall be cut off from amidst their people. So to explain further, a woman who is a Niddah is a woman who's on her period, which lasts 7 days, in which she's ritually impure, and everything she touches also becomes ritually impure, and she's not allowed to have sex for those 7 days, because say if a man has sex with her, he also becomes ritually impure. And further, she's considered unclean, so if a man were to touch her, then he would also become unclean. He would have to wash his clothes, bathe in water, and remain unclean until evening. Any object the woman touches would be unclean, and anything she sleeps or sits upon becomes impure. If a woman passes an object to another person, and that person makes contact with that object, then that person also becomes impure. Through a modern lens, looking back on this traditional view, it is evident that there is a lot of sexism in this law, as a woman can't avoid having her period since it's biologically gifted to her when she is born in order to remain fertile. And if she wants to have kids, she must get her period so they can clean out her uterus. So in a more modern lens, it seems a bit unfair that she would be so isolated from her community, because it's just an unavoidable biologically given gift that she must get her period. And on top of that, realizing how important the relationship is on top of sexual relations, and how sex isn't everything, as that period of time away from your person or from your friend or from your family can really make you cherish them, because time apart really increases desire, increases eroticism in a sense, and just further fuels a love for someone else. Because when you're with the other person for that much, for that long, then you're a bit desensitized. And it's always important to recognize how lucky you are and who you're surrounded with, and just to cherish every moment with them. If I was a woman in that time period where I felt so isolated and alone, my mental health probably wouldn't be great. Personally, I feed off of personal contact, of feeling a part of my community, and to be feeling like I was a disease because of something that I couldn't avoid, or because of something I was born with, it wouldn't feel great. And I definitely think this law could be modernized in a sense where I could take the time away from my partner to really feel a desire between us, to build on love, to build on friendship in any relationship, not just romantic. And I think that in itself can be very empowering, because I don't think there are many times where we sit back and just see how lucky we are in our relationships without being present in the moment. And if we take a step back, it is very helpful. It is important to me to analyze these texts, to look back on the faults of history, and to see how far we've come and how much we still need to do to make change, and how much we need to empower women, and for them to feel welcomed and celebrated instead of isolated. So overall, even though I don't completely agree with the text with its sexist nature, I must say that modern interpretation and new revelations about the text can really actually empower women in the way that to celebrate birth, to celebrate the gift of being able to create new people, and to also see that without a woman, we wouldn't have man.